afternoon. This is Gino show. I'm sorry that I didn't finish that 2 and the 1. But nevertheless, I just wanted to say that I have 3 individuals here, and 2 of them, very famous individuals, will tell you a story. So they will introduce themselves. That way you can hear a beautiful voice they have.
You didn't introduce me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm the infamous one.
I forgot to mention this gentleman that I just met 5 minutes ago, but I happen to know his wife for so many years.
Who you calling, gentlemen?
And his name is, what's your name, sir?
Eddie.
What else?
Eddie Cohen, baby.
Oh, very nice name.
I have my own show, remember? With you co-host.
Oh, okay.
It's in Westford, far away.
I figure you have to say something.
You're yelling at me again.
No, I'm not yelling
it's
at
the
you.
Ed
I'm
Cohen,
introducing
Stop
you.
it. It's the Ed Cohen Variety Show. 165 episodes, and we're dying to get people.
Yes.
I'm begging you, come on.
At this moment, we have two beautiful young ladies will tell you a story.
Oh, thank you.
And you be the first one to mention your name, and don't forget, you tell them the email at the end, and you mention your name, and both of you will tell the story first, second. I don't care how that works. I'll leave it up to you guys.
Go.
Hi, my name is Lori Hand, and I have my own doula business. It's called Doula at Hand. Play on my last name, but it works. And what a doula is a birthing coach. So I work with you for your delivery. I work with all people, all birthing people and their partners. And I will start with you from before you deliver, through your delivery, and after your delivery. So we work together before your delivery to put together a birthing plan. And we work with nutritionists like Lucy to help you to have the easiest and best, healthiest pregnancy you can have. And during your delivery rather, we have code words. So if you have a problem sticking to your birthing plan and you really do want to have medicine, say you wanted to go natural, but it's just too much for you and you decide you want the medicine, if you've told me, don't let me break from that plan no matter what, I will do my best to honor that. But once you use that code word, and I know that you are seriously not making it through this without the medicine, that code word tells me to work with the doctors to get you the medicine. But you are the one who's in charge, not me. I honor all your wishes. I'm there to support you and your partner. Nothing about this is about me. It's all about you. So pregnancy, delivery, and after delivery, I'm there for you. So after you deliver, I stay for about 2 hours. Make sure that the baby and you are working well together. If you're breastfeeding, I help you to make sure that the baby latches and you know how to breastfeed properly and comfortably. And then after the delivery, for about 2 weeks or maybe 3, whatever works for you and me, I'm there to help you more with lactation, diet, sleep habits, whatever else I can help you with. Beyond that, you would probably find a postpartum doula to help you, and they're just wonderful as well. But you can find me at doulaathand.com. I hope to hear from you.
Do you have a doctor there or a nurse or what?
Yes, so usually it's either a midwife or a doctor that they hire. It can be done, thank you for asking these questions, this is great information as well. So a midwife, a doctor, delivery can take place at a home, in a hospital, or a birthing cottage or place, something of that effect. So wherever they decide to birth, and it can also be done in a pool, it can be done in a bed, there's a number of ways of which people are delivering now.
What exactly is a midwife? I mean, I know it's on TV, but I don't watch it.
Well,
of course not.
Wow.
No.
A midwife is almost as good as a doctor. I would say probably very close to a doctor as you're going to get, but
they can't write prescriptions, though. No.
Yeah, I'm not sure about exactly that, but they are very well medically trained. It's almost like a nurse practitioner is, as a midwife is.
But they can write prescriptions, a nurse practitioner in an office.
Yeah, I'm not sure if a midwife can.
I know
write
when I had a
prescriptions or not.
midwife, they were able to, they had access to Pitocin and other basic medications that you would have during
the delivery.
What's
Pitocin?
It's a numbing agent, and they
sounds
usually
good to me.
feed it through a epidural.
and it can help with clotting afterwards, after you've given birth. It can help to stop the bleeding, and it can help to promote the labor to come on too.
Is that a prescription medication?
Yeah, I don't
Well-
think you can get that over the counter.
No, no, this is
So maybe
only,
It's
they
not
had it-
something you would want
Well,
over
I'd
the
like
counter.
it. I'd drink it.
No, it's
maybe,
definitely-
but maybe they get that beforehand from the doctor, and then.
no,
No?
this is something that's usually prescribed during, if they're having trouble going into labor, or it encourages the labor to come on. Okay, so they have the ability and power to administer those type of drugs.
Oh, all right.
You know, any of the drugs that goes along with the delivery, to encourage the labor, or to help with the labor pains, any of those type of things, the laughing gas, anything like that, they have the power over.
We don't need
Yeah.
that, do we?
We might at the end of this.
Give me a little bit of whip of that, baby. All right. Thank you, Lori, for your belief in me.
Totally, Ed. So I've been on your show too.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Lucy, you have something to say?
Sure.
Say something, boss.
Is it my turn?
Say something that can be repeated. All right. Oh, come on. It's your show.
Lucy,
All
would you
right.
be kind enough to continue?
Absolutely, Gino, thank you. My name is Lucy Hutchings, and I'm a registered dietitian. And I work with people individually, and usually it's through a virtual platform, so something like Zoom. And I work with people to help them lose weight, or gain more energy, or decrease inflammation. So I do a lot of nutrition coaching. So if you're looking for working to improve weight loss through natural means, I don't believe in calorie restrictions or doing any kind of temporary diets. Let's see what else. So there's weight loss, there's balancing hormones. So especially as we tend to age and get older, maybe a little closer to getting towards menopause or perimenopause, then these are all
Maybe you
times
should
when you
drink
may feel that your
maybe you should
your
drink
hormones are
next time.
not balanced. Is there a question over here that you guys would like
No,
to ask?
why are you
No,
looking
no,
at us
ne-
when you said older and you have the
when you-
hormone?
when
What's
you-
going on there?
When you do come next time, bring the food so they can see.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Yes,
you'll do
I
anything for a
have.
free meal.
Right, I have in the past on these types of shows. I've brought some samples and display items. So what I usually do is work with people to show them how healthy eating can be done, realistically, and it doesn't have to be complicated. And I find ways to make it easy for you. So I am a mom of 3. I have 3 young ones, ages 10 and younger. And so I have learned over the years how to really make it work by, eating a whole foods, real foods type diet, kind of an anti-inflammatory diet. And I've learned how to do that while raising kids and make it all happen, because, can get overwhelming. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I can attest to the food.
Yeah, you like the food that I've brought on
No,
before?
no.
Yeah.
So twice you were there, right? And you
Yeah.
brought food, yes. What do you
Yes.
want?
Put your hands down.
I'm sorry.
So what's one good example of a well-known food that nobody knows is a cause for inflammation or problems?
Good question. So a cause for inflammation and problems you may have heard of, but I'm gonna reiterate is sugar and processed foods. So that combination can really do a lot of damage to the gut. It can cause this inflammation that I'm talking about. But not only just sugar and processed foods, but also inflammatory oils. So one of the ones that is surprising to a lot of people is canola oil. So canola oil, we've been hearing for decades, is a great heart healthy oil, and
It's not healthy.
turns out that is not.
Olive oil, yes,
Olive oil is a great one. I also recommend avocado oil.
because it's all natural.
Yes. So usually when things are from the earth or
Yeah.
from nature,
Yeah.
then you're going to find that even though all these decades we've been hearing all these controversial things, you're going to find that going back to the basics, going back to the foods that are from the earth and natural, those are the ones that are actually going to be good for your health. So I'm even talking about butter.
What about carrots? Carrots?
Yeah,
vegetables?
from the
Carrots.
earth. So, all your fruits and vegetables. And then, it gets a little controversial when we get into the fats. But, canola oil and
It's
vegetable oil.
artificial.
Those are
I call it
inflammatory.
artificial food.
Yes, yes. And so when you buy packaged processed foods
Yeah.
that come in a package,
That's all natural.
you're gonna find a lot of the unhealthy oils in
I see.
those packaged foods.
I got
so
it.
you're gonna find corn oil, soybean
Yeah,
oil,
yeah.
canola oil, and
Fructose.
vegetable oil, and then all the sugars, the high fructose corn syrup and regular corn syrup, and all the different, there's like 50 different types of sugars that you might find in those packaged foods. All those types of things are going to create a problem in your gut. They're going to damage your gut, and that damage is going to lead to that inflammation.
Is the gut the stomach or the intestine?
Yeah, it's kind of the whole thing. When I say gut, I mean the stomach, the intestines.
Everything.
It's the whole package deal.
No wonder you look bad, Gino.
So I think what I've heard before is the rule of thumb for when you grocery shop is stick to the outer walls, right?
Right, exactly. Because what do
What
we
was
find
that?
on the outer walls? She's saying stick to the outer walls when you're grocery shopping. Because when you're just going around the outside, you're going to find the produce, you're going to find the meats, you're going to find dairy
Fruit.
products
Fruit.
and eggs, fruits, right, and vegetables. So you're going to find the basic foods that you can recognize where it came from. You know where eggs came from. You know where vegetables came from.
All natural.
Yes, but then there are a few items that you might find in the inner aisles that might be helpful, such as that's where you're going to find the oils.
What about a granola bar?
Granola bars are really, really hard to find at the grocery store that are worth buying. I have found very few, and at the regular grocery store, I haven't really found any. Maybe at a specialty store.
What's good?
So the thing with the granola bars is when you read the ingredient list, and that's what you always should be doing when you're buying anything, is reading the ingredient list so you know what's in it, because the packaging can be very tricky. So what you're looking for in a granola bar is how many types of sugars did they put into it. And a lot of the typical granola bars that you might buy for your kids or you might buy for yourself as snacks, when you actually look at the ingredient list, you're going to find a lot of processed ingredients and a lot of sugar. So
I
sometimes,
like when they have sugar and then added sugar. Just a little bit.
oh yeah,
I love
if
that.
you're looking at, so the most important part of the label, of the package to look at is actually the ingredient list. So I'm not so concerned about the numbers where they break down how much sodium and how many carbs and how much fat is in it.
Yeah.
That can be important for certain people in certain situations, but usually the most important part of the ingredient of the package is the ingredient list, because it might have a certain number of calories, it might have a certain number of grams of fat, but if they're not coming from good sources, then it doesn't matter how many grams of fat is in it. If it's coming from a poor source, then it's not going to be good for your body.
And isn't it true that how they label the ingredients is based on the percentage of what is in it?
Right. So the higher it is on the list, the more is in the package. So if sugar is the first ingredient, then that is that is what that food is made up most of.
Most of the ones I've seen, it's at the last one, the sugar.
That would be good, but I don't know which ones you're looking at, because usually sugar is much higher up. So actually, I just make my own granola bars.
Oh,
I think you've tried my granola
they were
bar.
excellent too. They're available at.
Well,
Right, yeah, those aren't for sale yet.
Hey, maybe you should something. This is a conglomerate, folks, so don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, but to find me, I forgot to mention that. To find me, I have a website. I'm at lucyhutchingsrd.com. Did I say it slow enough?
That's, you know how slow she is,
Yes.
Lori? Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
Ed has been
I
training
thought I
me.
did better.
Well,
Yes,
you did
Lori
do
did
better.
great.
But she does
Yes.
perfect. I was after her. How many times? Slow down.
Oh, yeah, over and over.
But see, this is also part of why pregnant people should follow a good diet like this, because it can also mess up a pregnancy and give you false feelings and constant problems.
Yeah, because at that point your hormones are, up and down, and
My hormones don't moan anymore.
and also blood sugar is
They don't
really
like it no more.
important.
Hugely.
So during pregnancy and even before pregnancy, when you're trying to get pregnant, so balancing your blood sugar is really key, and inflammation and a whole foods diet, that all goes together. So you want to be following a really good diet that's low inflammatory when you're trying to get pregnant and when you're when you're pregnant. Although it's not easy. I know when I was pregnant, I had a really hard time eating anything because you're not always feeling good.
Some of the complications.
You found that to be true when you were pregnant, right?
But one of the things about sugar while you're pregnant, it can cause gestational diabetes.
Mary,
What kind of diabetes?
Gestational, that means pregnancy diabetes.
Oh.
It just while you're pregnant, but it could cause complications with the baby, with the birth, with
Right.
with your health afterwards. So
Super important to get your blood sugar balanced when you're pregnant, and especially if you've been diagnosed with gestational diabetes. But it actually increases your risk a lot for getting diabetes, regular diabetes, or type 2 diabetes after the fact. So if you've had gestational diabetes, then you're more at risk for getting type 2 diabetes later. So that's another reason to be making sure your diet
so
is
people
really dialed in.
will have maybe instead of sugar, what about honey? Honey comes from natural.
That's a great question. Honey and maple syrup.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So
Maybe it's a little expensive, but at least it's healthy.
yes, it's a step up. So it definitely provides you with some more minerals and some nutrients because it is more natural, but it is still a sugar.
Doesn't a lot of sugar in honey?
It is still a sugar. So maple syrup and honey are still sugars. So you can't completely replace all your sugar with honey and maple syrup. You still have to make sure you're being careful.
I see.
And you know that babies aren't supposed to have honey before a year of age.
Why is that? They have trouble processing it?
It can be very dangerous to their health and development.
Yeah, especially raw honey can lead to botulism in little infants. So you've probably heard of botulism.
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
It's a problem when canned foods can lead to botulism. It's probably something that is more from history rather than something that happens today. But
We
foods
do
that were
E. coli now. That's what we do.
right now it's E. coli, but back in the day it was botulism. If your canned foods weren't canned properly, that's one of the bacteria that can grow. So, and it can happen in honey as well, and so babies' systems are just too young to deal with that. So we just don't even give them.
But it doesn't affect everybody because everybody's body is different.
Yes.
I mean, when I was a kid, I used to have a lot of sugar in my milk, on my coffee, or tea, whatever.
You were in Italy.
It never bothered me.
Okay, so when you were a kid and when you were, when we're younger, our bodies can handle it better, but it doesn't mean that you're not getting older, damaged. So as you get older, and all the years of
I don't have any sugar now, but I have sometimes I have honey, very little bit of honey, and sometimes I have no sugar or honey at all.
Right, and for most people, you don't have to give up sugar completely,
but
or
I use
honey or maple syrup.
I go to the store and get a cannoli. That's nice and sweet.
Yeah, that's a lot of...
Would you keep quiet?
Sorry.
Yeah, once in a while.
Stop it. You're on your own show. Cut that out.
Of course, we don't want to. So that's really important to bring up. And when I work with my clients, I never ask them to give up things completely, because if you say that you can never have a cannoli again in your life,
they're going to go out there and get it.
Then that's going to be the one thing that you crave immensely, and then it's going to lead to.
But pastry is different. See, I have cannoli instead of a pastry because pastry is a lot of sugar.
What's in the cannoli,
though?
No.
Good luck with this one.
No.
What is that, booze in there?
No, I'm telling you.
It's filled with a sweet cream.
Yeah, cream.
Yeah, that's always good for you. Yeah, baby. You got a little cholesterol.
That's
going
ricotta and maybe something else.
I know what ricotta
chocolate
is.
Inside and everything. But
is it ricotta cheese inside of a cannoli?
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know my
and then
Italian
you have chocolate
pastries.
too.
Did your mother make it ricotta? She did. We have a yes from the audience. All right, thank you, Lucy. Lucy's always right.
But you'd be surprised where sugar hides in some of the foods that you don't even think about. I don't have any examples, but
good.
You'd be surprised.
Oh my goodness, in all kinds of things, in kids' products, so anything that's marketed to kids, it's probably
That's so they can
loaded
go to the
with
ceiling.
sugar.
Yeah,
that's
to
why
make them like it.
the young kids, because they have so much, the opportunity to have sugar, this and that, they get a little overweight. Am I correct? That's what it is for probably?
It can happen to
Yeah, but
kids.
some of them burn it off,
Yeah, but
they go sports.
So anybody
It
that's
depends.
eating too much sugar, it can lead to weight gain. and it can lead to damage in the body. So damaging your gut, and then that's one of the factors that leads to cholesterol problems and
fatigue,
low energy, certainly.
I used to eat a lot of veggie and a lot of fruit. So there, I think that substitute the sugar, because fruit, it's all natural.
Right. And there are definitely people out there that feel like, well, you shouldn't have fruit either because it's sweet and has sugar, but
that's natural.
Right. There's a lot of benefits to the fruit. So you're getting fiber, you're getting phytochemicals, you're getting antioxidants. So there's a lot of benefits to the fruit. It's not the same as having sugar. So
Right.
yeah, you can still have
Nothing
fruit.
is perfect, but anyway, 90% is.
You're looking at me.
Exactly.
You? Forget about it.
Exactly. And you're gonna, anytime you research any food, you're gonna find pros and cons.
I don't just fire it in. You got to eat something.
Right, exactly. So you have to make compromises, but if you're eating basically whole foods and not a lot of sugar and processed foods, and you're reducing those inflammatory fats and oils, then you're probably gonna do fine.
And then
Yeah, but at our age, we forget.
what do you mean,
You gotta
our
eat-
age?
Oh,
What are you talking
sorry,
about?
son.
That's right.
You have to, you're
You're
tired of, you're tired of compromising. You go, put it in there, You know what I mean? After a while, I've had it. Give me that.
You want to have salad? I put olive oil, Italian olive oil.
Yes, that's a great. So a lot of times when we have salads, then we put a dressing on it, and it's filled with all the inflammatory
But I have
oils.
light.
Stay away from it.
What the heck?
So olive oil is great.
Light ranch.
Yeah, so I actually don't recommend any kind of light or low-fat products, because you know what they do to make it a light product? They're taking out fats, but they're replacing it with sugar. Because if they take out the fat, then it's going to have a poor texture or lose the flavor, and so it's not going to be. It's not going to taste good. So they have to replace it with something, either artificial ingredients or sugar. So watch out for low-fat foods or light foods or diet foods, because if it's diet, it's going to be an
But what
artificial
about if you
sugar.
have the ranch without the light? I mean, then you get, what do you have coming in
Yeah,
there?
if you only have the option between full-fat and light ranch, I would recommend the full-fat ranch. But really, what I would recommend is olive oil and vinegar yourself. Just put that on yourself. Or another option would be to buy a good quality ranch dressing, and they do have them. So look for a label that says avocado oil, and Primal Kitchen is one brand. I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
We don't.
I think I have avocado.
brand
My wife
names.
buys avocado.
Well, good for your wife.
If you look in the grocery store and look around and really be a detective, you will find that there are now some brands that are making salad dressings and mayonnaises with avocado oil.
But how much do they cost? $2,000
No,
with
no.
inflation or what?
They're definitely more expensive, but what do you
But
want to
healthy.
pay for? Do you want to pay for doctor's visits and medications, or do you want to pay a little extra for
I
good
keep
quality
acting medical
mayonnaise?
going, it's all right.
So really the truth here is that you're going to pay one way or the other. Do you want to pay for good health or do you want to pay for bad health?
Exactly. That's
So
really
you
what
got
it
2
comes
more
down to.
minutes before I forget. Just mention the email, no telephone number, email, okay?
Oh, okay. Well,
go ahead.
it's on my website anyway, so
Yeah, but
doula
that
at
brings you
hand.
the booth downtown. Right?
Doula at hand, and that's not the at, it's the AT, doulaathand.com for me.
Yep, and I'm LucyHutchingsRD.com, and I'm also on Facebook. You can find me, I believe it's Lucy.HutchingsRD is my Facebook handle, and that's HUTCHINGS. And on Facebook, I have videos of food demonstrations. I have lots of tips and information. I have a brand new Facebook group that you can join to learn more about the anti-inflammatory diet, and it's right on my profile page, and that's the best way to connect with me. And
The next time you will bring some stuff here.
and I will bring some samples and some.
We can bring the
some
ones
whole
from my show,
demonstration.
they have a little green on them, but
We can.
it's all natural.
Oh, you're generous.
It's all natural.
We can
Don't worry
have
about it.
lots of fun with food, and I would love if anybody has any questions out there. I would love for you to send them.
You bring
send them
food-
to Gino, and
You
I'll.
bring food. His name is Garfield.
Well, you have heard two beautiful young ladies tell you a story, and I hope you learned something. It's all which they're trying to help other people, and I'm very proud of them. And maybe the next time they will come, they'll give us some other story. I wanted to say thank you to watch Gino's show, and I'm sorry that I forgot his name. What's your name, sir?
Lloyd Schwartz.
Oh, you are Lord. Oh.
No, Lloyd, not Lord.
Oh, I thought he was a Hedward.
Hedwood? That's it because you got an Italian accent.
Oh, Eduardo.
Hedwood? No, I'm not Spanish.
You're not Eduardo? Oh,
Eddie.
no?
Eddie.
Oh, Eddie. Anyway, he's Eddie, but nevertheless, the last time I forgot to mention his name, he got upset. He cried
like 30
for
minutes.
a week. He's by, you know what I mean? So I'm
That
trying
was
to,
allergies.
I'm trying to make sure that I mention his name.
Okay.
You know why? Every time I have to go to Westford as a co-host, they give me trouble. You forgot to mention my name. I say, okay, next time I'll mention your
I forgot
name.
to mention your name last time.
I know.
But you didn't care because you were sleeping
That's
over there.
sleeping. I was very gentleman. I kept my mouth shut.
How unusual.
Very respectful.
Oh, right.
And I have two witnesses.
We were
Thank
there.
you so
Well, you
much
two were
for
carrying
watching this show, and I appreciate. Maybe we'll see you soon. You take it easy. Thank you so much. God bless.